ladies and mostly gentlemen. Today we're going to take a look at some of the updates coming to Orgrimmar in Shadowlands. And yesterday I did a video on the updates coming to Stormwind, so if you're interested in seeing what's coming to Stormwind in Shadowlands, link is in the description below this video. But before we get into all of that, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM, if you want to check me out streaming Shadowlands Alpha every single day over on twitch.tv/MrGM. Right, so yesterday's video, as I said, was about Stormwind. Today we're going to take a look at the Orgrimmar updates. Now there are two updates to Orgrimmar specifically. You've got this big one here in this building, and you've got another one which we'll show later on. This building right here actually got an update in Battle for Azeroth. They kind of converted it into like a Mag'har sanctuary. You know, this is where the Mag'har start, and this was the building where they hang out. Now Shadowlands, it looks like they've been kicked out of this building, and this has now become a kind of training area. It's called the Barracks, and this is where a lot of the trainers are. Very similar to Stormwind. If you saw the Stormwind video, they have the command center, which has now been converted into the training hall. Now, the reason this has happened is due to Exile's Reach. At the end of Exile's Reach, you go to your capital city, and then you get a tour of the city. Because it's a new player experience, you don't really know the city or whatnot, and you get taken to here to see your trainer. Now, obviously in Shadowlands, trainers are a little bit pointless, but when you do talk to them, they do tell you a little bit about each of your specs, so it's good for new players. Anyway, enough of that rambling, let's check out what is new in this building. Now, a complete overhaul of the inside of this building, of course, all the Mag'har have been kicked out, and a selection of trainers with kind of really cool little backgrounds. So you have the Druid trainer here. This is my favorite part of it. I love this huge circle thing. There is a few assets they reuse, obviously, in the Stormwind and Orgrimmar one, but this big circle thing here is actually unique to this Orgrimmar area, which is really cool. I love the usage of the Tauren Totem. I love the little bits and pieces of little wicker baskets on the floor, flowers and whatnot. As we move over to the Shaman area, you can see the Shaman trainer here, just chilling. It's a big Tauren. You've got the Ghost Wolf skull, similar to the Alliance one. You've got the fire and lightning at the top there. Really cool aesthetic. And I love the animations on that specific banner. I think it's new as well. I've never seen that banner before, but I might be wrong in thinking that. As we move to the right of him, we have a hunter area. You've got a big old mammoth on the wall there, and you've got that thing from Northrend, I can't remember, but these are two Northrend creatures. You've got the pet of the hunter trainer. You've got these cool little traps and a bow on the table there. Really nice. I love the aesthetic. It's kind of interesting. This area doesn't, for me, it doesn't really feel as nice as the Alliance area. I'm not really sure. It feels a little bit more forced than the Alliance area, but it's still a pretty cool area nonetheless. So we bring it around the corner here, and we come to this very purple area, and this is where the mage trainer is. So you have the big mage logo there. You have a book with some runes going off, and they're actually really cool looking. They're all animated and looks really awesome. You've got this little goblin here looking up at me as I come near him. Look at that. That's kind of cool. We move to the right, the monk area. Big bookcase, Chinese lanterns, little scribe there, and the monk trainer chilling. In Stormwind, the monk trainer had this like big bubble around him. It looked way cooler, but this is probably a work in progress because Exile's Reach is not actually out for the Horde as of yet. So this will probably go through some changes throughout Alpha. Now we come around here, and probably the weirdest part of it all is this picture. Now, I've never seen this picture in game. I don't know if it's been in the game forever, but it is really, really strange. Some of the pictures here are really cool. You've got Brill there. You've got this orc guy. You come through around here. You've got a few more as well. Really cool. See a troll wearing the warrior tier 5 there, and obviously that picture there is a remake of a very famous painting. I can't remember what it's called. But anywho, I digress. Into the rogue area. Now you've got your rogue trainer here. You've got little tables with knives and all sorts of lock-picking equipment and locks and, you know, little bits and pieces like little trinkets and whatnot. A huge, awesome rogue-looking banner there. You've got poisons chilling on the desk and a little cupboard of poisons as well, which is really neat. And the rogue trainer looking pretty darn cool as well. As we move to the right of that, we have the Warlock Trainer. Has a little imp out, has an imp in a ball, just a wardrobe of stuff and things. Infernal again, like we saw in Stormwind. As I said, a few assets are reused in this area for the Horde as well, but it does look pretty great, and one of my favorite areas is coming up, so don't worry. So you come to the Warrior Trainer, and here's a little example of what happens when you talk to them as a warrior. You say, tell me about my specialization options, and there you go. It says Arms Warrior, Fury Warrior, Protection Warrior, and it tells you a little bit about each of these specs. So as a brand new player, you kind of look at that, you go, oh, cool, you know, I want to be an Arms Warrior. That sounds really cool. A battle-hardened Weapon Master. That sounds incredible. So, big fan of that. you know, it's just a little thing, but it's definitely worth having for sure for those brand new players. So you come around here, you have the Paladin Trainer, obviously a Blood Elf. Looks really cool. Not a lot of like Tauren stuff, mostly just Blood Elf Paladin stuff, but really cool. I got some books there with the Blood Elf logo and all that. And this is my favorite bit. This is my favorite area of this, because I've never seen this before. This is like this big kind of tower of candles, and you have the Priest Trainer there, Martin Goodchild. You got these huge lanterns for shadow and light, and each side has got shadow and light as well, which is awesome. He looks great in this gear as well, and yeah, just a big fan of this aesthetically. It looks way, way cooler than the Alliance counterpart of that area, so big fan of that. And funnily enough, that is actually all that is in this area as of right now. Nothing upstairs, nothing at the very top either. Still got some Maghar people walking around, but for the most part, it's exactly the same as it is. So, could be a work in progress, could be already complete, but nonetheless, I am a big fan of this existing. I know it's a super minor change, but why not? Why not add something like this to Orgrimmar? It would have been cool if it was a unique building and kind of kept the Maghar in their little area, because potentially people do use it for RP, so unfortunately that will be changed in Shadowlands. So, let's just move on to the next minor change in Orgrimmar. Now, it's really, really small, but I'll show you anyway. Okay, so this is the downstairs area of the portal room in Orgrimmar, which I didn't actually know existed. But yeah, you have just a brand new portal for Bastion, and obviously a few little more spots for some other portals, potentially coming soon in the alpha, but as of right now, you have this portal to Bastion, and you have these cool looking Realm Walkers, and as a level 10, you can't actually use this portal. It says requires level 50, so that's kind of cool. But that is literally it. That is the two changes to Orgrimmar. As I said, they are kind of minor, but nice changes nonetheless. Do let me know down below what you think of these changes. I'm kind of looking at it thinking it might be a work in progress because Exile's Reach isn't available yet, but as of right now, that's exactly what the kind of training area of Orgrimmar looks like, and it's quite neat. You know, I'm a big fan of the Priest stuff, big fan of the Druid stuff. A lot of the other stuff is just reused from Stormwind, but I think they've made it look pretty good in the space that they've got available. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. We've got a ton more Shadowlands Alpha videos coming every single day, so if you want to subscribe to the channel, it'd be very much appreciated. And I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. As I said, streaming the Shadowlands Alpha, doing everything, kind of finding out stuff like this, just doing everything that's humanly possible on the Shadowlands Alpha. So if you want to check me out streaming, twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.